In this video, I'm talking about one of the most controversial websites in the entire hearing industry, buyhere.com, coming up. Hi guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Anthem, Arizona. And on this channel, I cover a bunch of hearing-related information to help make you a better informed consumer. So if you're into that, consider hitting the subscribe button. Buyhere.com is a controversial online retailer of name brand hearing aids. And these hearing aids you can typically get for significantly less than you can when you go to a hearing clinic. Sounds great, right? But before you run off to buy your next set of hearing aids from buyhere.com, there are a few things that you should be aware of. But before we get into those things, let's go ahead and check out their website. Alright, so here we are at buyhere.com. Buyhere.com is actually based out of Des Moines, Iowa. They do not have a storefront. All it is their online presence, so their online store. And so you essentially have to get your hearing aids from them online. There is no way to go into a facility to have a hearing test done, anything like that. And so basically how this whole process works is you can get a hearing test done locally and send them a copy of that hearing test. And then based off of that hearing test, they will program a set of hearing aids for you, and then they will ship them to you in the mail. And so it's a pretty simple process. Basically, you get your hearing test just like you normally would, and then go online, purchase hearing aids. They will essentially first fit or auto program those hearing devices for you to whatever generic settings based off of your hearing test, and then you can actually have some follow-up adjustments made as well. They stay in pretty good contact with you in terms of making adjustments to those devices. In terms of the actual devices that you can get, they offer devices from Siemens, otherwise known as Signia devices, Phonak devices, ReSound devices, Oticon and Sonic devices, which are both by the same company. And then you can get cross devices from them as well. And you can also buy previous models. So older models you may be able to get for even a lower price if you're okay with purchasing older generation technology. So if we go into Siemens here, Siemens Signia, we're going to look and see, and they definitely have the most recent devices. The Signia NX7 Charge and Go is the premium level technology for Signia, and their new Charge and Go, basically they have the own voice processing feature inside of those devices. So they have level 7, level 5 there. They also have level 7, level 5 of the Signia Pure devices, and they also have the rechargeable Celion rechargeable Primax 7 devices and Primax 5. You could also get the Silk devices, and it gives you a little kind of description here as well on these devices. So they have the Signia, they also have Phonak, of course they have the newest Phonak devices, the Audeo B90 direct hearing aids all the way down to level B50. Then you have the traditional Audeo B90 through the B50, actually they have through B30 for that. And then the Boleros, they have the Boleros, and then of course their crosses. So they have Verto B90s as well. So you probably could even get ear mold impressions to send into them, and they could get you custom devices made as well. And then they have of course ReSound with their Lynx 3D and their accessories there. Oticon, Sonic. Very similar devices, but they have the extremely popular open devices here on their site, and then the comparable made for iPhone Sonic Enchant hearing aids there as well. They don't have images of those devices. And then for cross, of course Signia has cross, Phonak has cross, so they have their cross transmitter options here as well. So in terms of pricing, I mean, you can see here, this is for 2 hearing aids. So this is for a pair, and this is their Audeo B90 direct devices. So $37.98 for 2 hearing aids. You can, in my clinic, you can get those devices for that price, but it doesn't include any of the services that you would need in order to fit those devices appropriately inside of my clinic. So essentially, when you buy devices online, you're buying them without any in-person care. So there's no care provided with it. There is some phone calls and some adjustments that can be remotely made for you with those devices, but at the end of the day, there is no custom programming of those devices. It is all based off of first fit, which is essentially what we say is hitting the auto program button inside of the computer software, inside of the hearing aid manufacturer software. in terms of reviews, let's go and look at their reviews. And for the most part, I mean, they have some pretty positive reviews. One here by Mark, who's a verified reviewer. Looks like he was quoted $12,000 by his local provider, which is ridiculous. I don't care where you live or how amazing that hearing care provider is. If they're selling you hearing aids for $12,000 a pair, they are likely ripping you off. That must come with lifetime care for any hearing aids that you ever buy from them again. That's already included, because that is just an absurdly high price. But I think that story pretty much repeats itself. I mean, the individuals who want to buy hearing devices from buyhere.com, they just want the absolute cheapest that they can possibly get. There's 144 total reviews that they have, and you'd be hard-pressed, I feel like, to find anything lower than a 4-star on here. And so I apologize, I'm scrolling pretty quickly. I just want to see if they do have anyone that is putting low. So yeah, so there's a couple 1-stars here. This one here said he never received an Apple iPad. I don't even know if that's legitimate, if they were doing some kind of like a free giveaway for buying hearing aids from them. This one here is I haven't received it yet. One of the things I generally hear from people, if they do have a complaint, is it takes so long to get the hearing aids, but I'll talk about that here in a little bit. All right, so that's enough checking out the website. Let's get back to it. So why is buyhere.com so controversial? Well, the first reason is that they are not authorized sellers of these manufacturers' hearing aids. Buyhere.com has to constantly contact hearing aid clinics that are authorized sellers of these name brand hearing aids and convince them to actually sell buyhere.com hearing devices that they can then turn around and sell on their website. Many of these manufacturers have made public statements stating that they do not condone this type of behavior by buyhere.com and that they will not honor any warranties of hearing aids that were purchased through buyhere.com. The second reason is that there are really long wait times to get some of these hearing aids. Because buyhere.com doesn't get hearing aids directly from these manufacturers, sometimes this can lead to long wait times to get those hearing aids that you ordered from their website. The third controversial thing is that you can't actually sell hearing aids online in some states. Florida, for instance, actually prohibits the online sale of hearing aids in their states because they do not come with the proper assessment or fitting of those hearing aids. Now, there is no law against buying hearing aids online if you live in the state of Florida, but the state of Florida could actually sue buyhere.com if they sell hearing aids in their state. And the fourth reason that buyhere.com is so controversial is because they can't actually properly fit you with those hearing aids because they have no way of performing real ear measurement. Real ear measures are the only way to ensure that your hearing aids are programmed appropriately for your hearing loss prescription. Now, if this is the first time that you're hearing me talk about real ear measurement, then I highly recommend that you watch my video that I will link in the card up here and in the description below, because it is the single most important thing that you could ever have done with a pair of hearing aids if you want to make sure that you maximize the benefit of those hearing aids. Even when buyhere.com says that you are getting the exact same hearing aids for a significantly lower price, they are not taking into account all of the fitting procedures that need to take place with hearing aids if you want to be appropriately fit with them. Just by saying that they custom adjust these devices does not mean that they are custom adjusting them in the correct way. In fact, it is impossible to know if any adjustments they're making on your hearing aids are actually getting you anywhere even close to your hearing loss prescription or not. To be fair, you might get benefit with hearing aids that have not been properly fitted to your hearing loss prescription. But one thing I can guarantee is that you are not maximizing the potential of those hearing aids, no matter what hearing aids they are, no matter how many times that you've had them adjusted, if you don't get real ear measurement performed on them. Just remember, I am all for you doing what you feel is in your best interest, as long as you understand the benefits and the risks, so you can make an educated decision on your hearing health. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please share it. And if you want to see other videos just like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time.